Hello everyone, I am Prashant Zogule, an AI expert at Tangentia. I will now demonstrate a cognitive chatbot built on Tangentia intelligent automation platform and which is powered by IBM Watson Engine. For a demo, we have built a cognitive chatbot for Harvard University website and named it as Harvey. Here we have used advanced machine learning and natural language processing technologies. And to give you all a demo and to be on the same page, we will consider some scenarios. And the first one would be a user named Carl, who is a Harvard aspirant and is looking out for getting admission in Harvard University. As we know that Harvard University website is huge, and when Carl or any user who visits it, it becomes difficult or cumbersome for him to get the required information. Here, Harvey comes in as a savior and helps Carl to get the required information very easily and without any confusion. So let's quickly get started and see how Harvey can help Carl. So here is a disclaimer which says the information presented in this bot page is for demonstration purposes only and has no official connection to Harvard University. So let me close it and start with the demo. So if you see the small pop-up over here, which is our chatbot, let me quickly open it and you see it says Harvey demo bot. So we have named it Harvey just to make the conversation bit human-like thing. Okay, so when we open it, what Harvey does is it starts with greeting the user and it says, "Hey there, welcome to Harvard University. I am Harvey, an AI powered chatbot," and it is asking the name of the user. So since we have considered the name as Carl, let us say the user types in, they call me Carl. Okay. So what we see over here is, as I spoke before, Watson uses machine learning and NLP technologies, which is natural language processing technologies, which understands natural language, right? So here it has understood that Carl is the name of the student, and it has used that in the next statement here, and it says, "Hey Carl, can you help me with to know if you are a new applicant or a current student?" Now that we have considered Carl as a new student, we would just say new applicant, and this information Harvey is trying to get from Carl is actually trying to get the basic information from Carl to give him the information which he requires. So it is like narrowing down to the exact root of it. So since uh, Carl is a Harvard aspirant, he would be looking out for admission in Harvard University. And here, Harvey gives this response. It says, "Wow, Carl, that's great. Let me help to find the right option for you." And it has given four options. Basically, these options are the options which the new students usually ask. Okay, so in this case, let us select admission and aid. Okay. Okay, so it says, "Cool, Carl, I believe you are excited about getting admitted to Harvard," and it says we offer these particular courses. But consider like if consider like Carl is a bit a person who likes to know about campus and who is a person who is like wondering about the campus and all. So in between this thread only that he is getting information about which courses he wants to choose, he in between only asks something like, "Can you tell me about on campus activities?" So it is like, so it when if it was a rule based chatbot, what it would have been done is with this input, the chatbot would have been confused and it would have been broken down at that place. But what Harvey can do is it can actually digress from one thread of conversation to another thread, answer that other thread, and then come back to the original thread which it had left. So if you see, what it says is, "Harvard campus creates stunning backdrops." So it is giving us information about campus activities and what all is there in the Harvard campus. It is also given a URL which talks about Harvard campus and all. And after that, it is again coming back to the original thread which it had left incomplete. So here we also handle digression, which is not handled by the rule-based chatbot. So since this is a smart and AI-based chatbot, it can handle this. So now, since Carl has come up for admission, let us consider that he selects undergraduate, and yeah, so it's okay. So what we have seen is what Harvey has done. It has got the basic information from Carl that Carl is a new applicant. He knows he wants to know about admission and also about undergraduate course. And based on all that information, Harvey has given this information to Carl. It says, "Awesome, Carl. Howard offers an undergraduate experience like no other. Some basic information about undergraduate and also a URL which points to the admission page of Howard College." Okay, so this is how a user might get information from a bot like that easily. Now consider a situation wherein Carl is asking two different things in the same question. Okay, so like he wants to know about sports and health services at Harvard, so he can like type in. Okay, so what Harvey has done is it has understood that there are two different things which needs to be answered in this question. So that is about sports and also about health services. And also to mind you that Harvey is smart enough to correct spelling mistakes which users do. Okay, so when Harvey gets a question like this, wherein two different questions are to be answered, like sports and health, it gives options to the user. Like user can choose whichever he wants. If it was again a rule-based chatbot, then it would have been some irregular answer or some answer which the user would not expect. So here the user, that is Carl, can select anyone which he prefers. So let us consider that Carl selects something like health services. So Harvey gives information to Carl about health services also, and also yeah, it also provides a link to which will again take back to the Harvard website. So some these are some of the things. Now we have seen how the bot was been able to talk to the user via chatting and all, but there are some things which user want to talk to a live agent, like something about like financial aid or something about admissions which a user is comfortable talking to a person, right? So how that can happen? That can happen when a user or a live agent is present on a platform who is ready to answer your questions. And how we facilitate that with Harvey? We facilitate that by integrating a live agent platform, and that platform is Zendesk. Okay, here we have a live agent, and in this case I will be the live agent, and this platform we have integrated with Harvey. And what the user has to do to connect to that live agent, it does not have to go to any other platform. You can just type in like yeah. So if you see, it says live agent support and request for live agent. So if we click this, you see we got a request over here, and yeah. So you see the user would have to just click on this option, and he got a window which is actually chatting with a live agent. I'll show you how he can chat and how the chat will go. And also the live agent gets a overview of what the user have been chatting with the chatbot, right? That is Carl. And Carl, he got the username, that is Carl. So he's like the live agent can typing like, "Hi Carl, how may I help you?" And you see these messages have come on the other side. So the user, that is Carl, says I need to know if there are any financial services, aid services provided to new student. Okay, we got this over here, and the live agent says, yes, sure. Can you please share your contact details? And Carl says, okay, and he shares his contact details. So now the live agent has got the contact details. Now live agent would say, our consultant will get in touch with you within 48 hours. And is there anything else I can help you with? And Carl's thing is done, so he says, no, and thanks, and he ends the chat. Yeah. So the chat with the live agent was done like that easily. The user was not actually had to go to any other platform. He had to just stay on there and say, connect me to a live agent, and there it was. He was being able to connect to a live agent. Okay. So this use case we have considered a new applicant. Now let us consider a use case wherein there is an existing student. So existing student can have some questions like he would want to get his grades for third quarter or some other sem, and he would also like to get some information about the latest updates on the website or something like that. So let's quickly get started with that as well. And let's open up Harvey, and now here we would be considering the student as Sam, and Sam types in, hi, this is Sam. Okay. Now before this we had chosen options and all, but this time we won't choose options. We would just type in the natural English language in there, and we'll see how bot responds to that. So uh, the user might just want to get his score for last quarter. So he can type in, can you get my third quarter grade, something like that. Okay. So it says, sure, Sam, I can help you with your scorecard. Kindly, can you enter the below asked information for user verification? Can you please enter the email address? So why it is asking the email address? So what we are doing over here is we are putting an authentication mechanism in place. So what the authentication mechanism is doing, so if consider that there is a database which has the score of all the students which have been registered, and for now we'll consider this Excel sheet as a database, right? And any student who is coming to the chatbot would not get that information. He should not get, actually. The people who are only registered should get, right? So that is the reason this is authenticating. And how do we authenticate over here is we are sending an OTP to the registered email address, and when that OTP is entered over here, the student will get the score which he in the third sem. So let us just quickly enter the email address. Okay. So this is the mailbox of the user. Okay. So so it says, thanks, Sam. I have sent a verification OTP to an email address, and can you please enter it below? So let us check. Okay. So you see here we have got the verification OTP. We'll copy that and we'll paste. Now, when we paste this OTP, how do you think the information from the database has come to this chatbot? So here we have used something called as RPA bots. So what are RPA bots? The abbreviation is robotic process automation, and these bots actually go to any database, get or query the information from there and get it back and show it to or give it to any other UI which is asking for it, right? And now the database is this database, that is the Excel sheet. So what the RPA bot is doing, once we enter the OTP, the RPA bot will go to the Excel sheet and it will get the information for the student. So it says you have got A plus grade in third quarter. So this is the way we can authenticate a user and also use a RPA bot in the backend. So in which cases RPA bot is useful is wherein the application which stores the data does not have any exposed API. In those cases, RPA is the best thing. We don't we can implement it quickly over there. Okay, so the second thing is there is lots of information on website which keeps on changing, right? So the current in this current scenario, the information which is continuously changing is updates on coronavirus, right? And students are like eagerly waiting to get the correct information, and other than the college website which would be a trustworthy source for this information. So other than depending on some i- irregular or untrustworthy information sources, we can actually get information from the website, and that information can also be brought by this chatbot. And how does it get is it actually crawls the website and gets the real time information. So all this about information we have trained the bot, but some information we cannot train because it is continuously changing. So that is the reason we use a web crawling feature of this chatbot, and chatbot will go to the website, get the real time information from the website and display it in the chatbot itself. So we can see like do you have any updates on coronavirus? So okay. So what it has done is it has gone to the website. It has got this three links. So these three links talk about planning for campus reopening, teaching remotely, and also working remotely. So all this information is what the students are looking at. These not only the passages, but these are actual links to the website pages which talk about this campus reopening and all these things. So this information is readily available in the chatbot. The student does not have to go to the website and search for the exact information. You can just type in a natural English and he'll get that information. Okay, so here we have seen this amazing feature. After this, uh, Harvey is again asking, is there anything else to help? So Sam says no thanks, and he just wants to close that. But okay, so here what we see, it says it was great chatting with you, Sam. Have a great day. But it also says if you can spare 2 minutes, I can tell you about an important event coming up. And what the important event is, COVID-19 and economic opportunity across zip codes in America, and new insights from big data with Raj Shetty. And it is asking whether this Sam wants to register for the event. So let's say Sam is an existing student and he wants to register to the event. So we can actually put in forms inside this chat as well. And these forms can be used to fill any data which is readily required, any feedback forms. So these events, we can do advertising of these upcoming events in the chatbot. So let us consider he is this thing, existing student, and say submit. Okay. So with this, Sam chatbot says, thanks again, Sam. Have a great day ahead. Now we have seen how we were able to connect with chatting. Now we will see how this same chatbot is voice enabled. Okay, I'll just quickly do that.
Hey there, welcome to Harvard University. I am Harvey, an AI-powered chatbot. Who am I speaking to today?
Hi, this is Sam.
Hey Sam, can you help me to know if you are one, new applicant two, current student?
Tell me about sports at Harvard.
Well, it seems like you are a sports enthusiast. It is easy to make athletics and physical fitness a regular part of your Harvard undergraduate experience. Nearly 80% of Harvard students are involved in some kind of athletics, and nearly everyone puts their crimson pride to work cheering on friends and classmates. For more information on you can sports at Harvard, is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thanks.
It was great chatting with you. Have a great day. If you can spare 2 minutes, I can tell you about an important event coming up. COVID-19 and economic opportunity across zip codes in America. From Big Data with Rod Chetty. Do you wish to register for the event? 1. Yes. 2. No.
No.
Happy to help. Have a great day.
Yeah. So with this, actually, I end the demo on TR.